Namaste, peace morning, Satnam, and welcome. This is Chantal again. Just gotta get it out. Welcome to your 5-minute morning meds from 7:35 to 8 a.m. However, life is not as rigid as we think. So these 5-minute morning meds may extend past 8 a.m. Who knows? And thank you for joining me this morning. We will have our actual 5-minute morning meditation at 7:45 to 7:50. So welcome, and let's call in our sacred space this morning. So find yourself seated, lying, standing, or kneeling, whatever floats your boat this morning, and bring a sense of stillness into your body, if that feels steady. And what do we got here for space? We got the frame drum, beautiful frame drum. I'm going to pause the music here so it doesn't get interference. And we have our white buffalo sage this morning. And I love sage, Palo Santo, sweetgrass, whatever comes in, that essence of fire element, air element, earth element, coming together to clear a way, to offer support for us. In essence, that's how I see sage and even incense, is the smoke with the intent of release, to be able to attach whatever we want to release and let go of, attaches to the smoke and is delivered into the universe to be recycled as love. And that, you know what? That is like so cool, because our intent today, piggybacking from the Sunday evening weekend card pull, which is posted on She Achieves Studio Facebook Live. I thought that was a really cool one. And our intent today for the meditation is how we can find love and reverence in the shadows as well as the light, or as equal as we find reverence and love in light. So how can we embrace the shadow self, the shadow experiences, all of that the heaviness, I call them the heavies. How can we embrace the heavies in our life with love, with curiosity, with awareness, with compassion, with thankfulness and gratitude, to not call these failures, yet if we want to identify them as teachings, as lessons, as challenges, spiritual challenges to take us to the next level, to take us through the veil, to bring us into that half step from the lower chakras into the higher chakras. And that passageway is called love. Okay, so let's do a little grounding. So we have the white buffalo sage, just one little piece of it. So again, please find yourself seated, lying, standing, or kneeling, whatever's comfortable for your physical body this morning. And bring the hands to heart center. Okay? Bring the hands to heart center. Elbows are out to the side, the shoulders are soft, the spine is lengthened, and we gently retract the chin so the occipitals, the back of the neck, are lengthened. Okay, so there's that space for this energy that we're calling in to flow freely. If we crank our neck back, we actually pinch off a little bit of the sushumna, the freeway of energy that we're actually trying to embrace and embody. Okay, so as long as you're not feeling any discomfort or pain, a gentle tuck in and a soothing breath into belly and a soothing breath out. And we call upon the spirit of the south, spirit of the west, the spirit of the north, the spirit of the east. And we bring in 3 more directions. The spirit below, the spirit above, and the spirit within. We call upon the elements, the earth, water, cleansing water, fire, transforming fire. We call upon the blowing air, the air above, below, and within. We call upon the Akash, the etheric blend that weaves within, above, and below. The guardians of the galaxies, the angelic ancient angels, the ascended ancestors. How deep can you go? How deep can you go into this invocation of sacred space? We call upon the gurus and their gurus. We call upon our teachers and their teachers, their teachers, and their teachers. Ask only sacred space be held, unforsaken souls, turn around. This is not your space. Belly breath in. Belly breath out. You feel that? Can you go beyond hearing that? Can you go into feeling it, breathing it, loving it? Beautiful. Can we bring in our mudra for our meditation? I picked it just randomly. We didn't ask the universe to help us, although the universe is kind of always helping us. But I just sort of found the sacral chakra Svadhisthana, one's own sweetness, one's own abode, pleasure. Okay? And this is our mudra. So our hand yoga position to connect pressure points into our 5-minute morning meds, which is starting pretty much right now. Beautiful. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for sharing space. Namaste and welcome to your 5-minute morning meds. Our mudra this morning is Yoni Mudra. And you can see that we bring the index fingers and the thumbs together, and then we just weave the other fingers down. Okay? So we weave the fingers down, index fingers up, thumbs together. So beautiful Yoni. And we bring the palms down. So the index fingers are actually facing down, the thumbs are facing up. And the forearms and wrists rest softly on the thighs. The spine is lengthened, chin is gently retracted. And we soften the space between the eyebrows, Ajna chakra. And we ground heavy yet with warmth with Muladhara, the root chakra, down at the base of spine, perineum. And we breathe into womb space, whatever that means to you, male or female. And we breathe into belly. So we breathe into these lower chakras. And our intent of the 5-minute morning meds this morning is to connect with loving curiosity, to bring equal love with the shadows as we bring love into our light. So eyes open or eyes closed, whatever feels steady for you this morning. And stay with your breath. It's a nice warm breath. And can you soften the jaw? And can you bring a more sweet abundance into the tongue? And feel the juice of the tongue swish around gently in your mouth and down your throat. Glide with the breath. And as we hold space, we neither reach nor grasp to find this deeper intent. In a sense, we allow space just for this moment to surrender into this intent, to surrender and to receive, however it shows up for us this morning. And as you breathe in, breathe into root, breathe into Svadhisthana, into Manipura, and these heavier energies, these slower vibrations of red, orange, and yellow. Can you feel the heaviness in the lower part of your physical body? And as always, you get to choose to step in or step out. The choice is yours, and not a breath before you are ready. Stay with a presence of receivership, of returning to home, and breathe into these heavy red, orange, and yellow colorful vibrations into the lower body. And I invite you to gently, with a loving and almost a childlike, curious mind, to observe this heaviness, this grounding, the support. Perhaps this safety feels pleasurable, energetic. And invite the mind to journey into breath, down into this heaviness. Our root, our water, our fire. Now, without labeling good or bad, right or wrong, just feel the heaviness without thinking there has to be a lightness to it. Now, can you observe this heavy into the emotional body, into the energy body, and even, if you are willing, into the mental body. And rising this heaviness, growing this heavy up all the way into Ajna and Sahasrara. Beginning to feel a sense of weave from heavy molding into light equally. Without heaviness, we cannot feel the lightness. Without the lightness, we cannot feel the heaviness. So this is space for us to embrace the heaviness of the lower chakras into the lightness of the upper chakras. And the beautiful part is heart is the connector, is the conductor from the heaviness into the lightness equally. Without searching, without thinking, only with a sense of receiving. Now there is nothing more to do, and there's nothing to say and nowhere to go. Can you surrender and fill your space into the beautiful dance of heavy and light, light and heavy, heavy into light and light into heavy, equally with gratitude, with sovereignty, with reverence. And if eyes are open as you see the beautiful dance of the smoke of the incense, can the shadows and the light dance with the same tempo and rhythm, without forcing, without hiding, without running? And breathe this weave of yin and yang together into the journey of breath, all the way down into root, through sacral, through solar plexus, expanding into heart, the conductor into throat, third eye, and crown. Beautiful. And the invitation, lovelies, is there is nothing more to seek, there is nothing more to do. Beautiful. Now on our next breath in, we will invite Mula Bandha and Jiva Bandha. So the perineum, pelvic floor engaged, scooping up, squeezing together, Mula Bandha. And then we have Jiva Bandha, where the tip of the tongue gently dances behind the two front teeth. Okay, so on your next breath in, when you are full, if this feels steady for you, and if not, don't do it. It's as simple as that. Now on next breath in, breathe into belly, fill up. Engage Mula Bandha, Jiva Bandha, and begin this almost projection out the third eye and crown. This sense of togetherness, consolidation, of this weave and this dance of shadow and light equally, with curiosity and with thankfulness. Project out, rise it up, and on next breath out, open mouth, gentle sigh. Only when breath is completely empty, release bandhas. Beautiful. And a very gentle breath in, and an open mouth, gentle sigh out. Please bring hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, elbows out to side. Again, humble ourselves into the space of equal shadow and equal light to help guide us above the energies of right or wrong, good or bad. Without expectation, without contestation, and with revelation. Reverence and sovereignty within myself, I honor the reverence and sovereignty within yours. I say namaste, Peace out. I love you all. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. And when you are ready, if your eyes are not open, please open them now. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I hope you felt something. A sense of spaciousness, a sense of calm, maybe a sense of agitation. Who knows what you felt? Feel free to share it with me in the comments. I would love to hear. And when we come into a sense of, when we surrender into a sense of meditation, whether it's 5 minutes or 3 hours or 3 days, who knows? Who knows what your journey unfolds for you? You know, we are given an opportunity to be able to see beyond the mind's grasp, beyond figuring it out or thinking what it should be like, or if I'm doing it right, or what do I look like when I do this? We're able to expand into a sense of just being. And meditation, you know, I feel is a sense of being versus doing. If we go into meditation, I'm going to do meditation. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do meditation. You know, sometimes we bring in that sense of ego with it. I meditated for 20 minutes today. Okay, and in essence, it is not meditation. If we look back in the ancient scriptures of Taoism or Ayurveda, Buddhism, Zen Buddhism, do we not feel that, or do we not see, do we not read that meditation is a state of just being? It's a sense of unlearning everything we've learned. I love teaching that. I love teaching that at Chi Achieve Studio. Unlearning everything that we've learned. And the Toltec ancient lineage, shamanic lineage, was they had this practice called undoing or not doing. I think it was not doing. And we learned this in Warrior Goddess training. And not doing is, let's say, I'll give you an example. They would, this village would make, they would go down to the beach and they would spend days and nights in the hot sun by the ocean and under the stars. And they would spend days creating this sand castle, this sand dune almost, to perfection. And then they would completely disassemble and destroy it. They were undoing everything that they have done. And why do you think this is? I would love to know your thoughts about that. And in actuality, it has to do with one of the 5 kleshas. And if you've watched any of the YouTube videos on my YouTube channel, especially the one about kleshas, which is like way down. It's like way down. It's about 90 minutes. The 5 kleshas are the 5 obstacles of suffering in Ayurveda. We have ignorance. We have ego, attachment, repulsion, and fear. Okay? So the not doing, the non-doing of the Toltecs gave them a sense of a disassembling of it from attachment. And that's what this meditation was all about. Because in life, we start at our root chakra, our first chakra, Muladhara. And it's our red, the color red, heavy energy. It's a very slower vibration. The color red is a slower vibration, okay? And that's where we learn we don't learn, we're born into the I-me, the I-me relationship. It's all about me, the babies, survival, instinct, okay? And we just want to survive. We just want to survive. We just want to survive. Okay, we'll do whatever we have to do to survive. And then we go into, once we have that survival instinct down and survival pattern, and we find security in that, and we know security is an extended form of safety. Okay, so then we are able to feel pleasure, because it's challenging to feel pleasure when we don't feel safe. Okay, so it's sort of that safety's there, and then we compile some pleasure. We invite some pleasure into that safety, and then from that safety we're like, pleasure. So we have safety and then pleasure. So when we're starting to feel pleasure, we're like, ooh, I like this pleasure. I like it. I like it. I want more of it. Right? It's like, I like it. I like it. I want to keep liking it. So then we become attached and we have this ego sense. I want to keep this pleasure. I want to keep this safety. And then we do that. We do everything we can to support those lower three energies. And sometimes in life, we stay there. We stay in those three heavier energies. Aware or unaware, that heart is again the conductor into the lighter energies, where once we have those heavier energies established, we then can release them. And we find freedom from them. We learn from them. And that's in essence what the meditation was about, is how can we embrace the shadows and the light equally. Now, if you'd like to learn more about this, I've figured out the path is not narrowing, but it's becoming more clear. I will be posting a blog on sheachievestudio.com under, I think it's called Limitless Dialogue. And I'll be posting a blog about the 5-minute morning meds intent. And I will also be posting a blog on the Sunday weekend card pull as well. So if you'd like a further explanation, indulgence into the 5-minute morning meds intent or the weekend card pull, check out the blog on sheachievestudio.com. All right, so that's kind of a very rudimental an introduction to how we can honor these heavier energies as much as we honor the light. How we can honor a sense of our shadow self equally with a sense of light self. And as always, you get to choose to step in or step out. The choice is always yours. And not a breath before you're ready. And if you can hear Jimmy the squirrel behind me, Jimmy, he ate all the bird food, put out the bird food. Actually, last winter, none of the birds ate it. And then this spring, Jimmy ate it all. Oh, so there you go. Survival, Akuma Matata, life goes around, and survival of the fittest. Jimmy took over the bird food. So he figured out his survival. This is very cool because Jimmy the squirrel figured out his survival instinct. He's gathering his food for the winter and he's eating the bird food because the birds chose not to eat it. So he feels a sense of, perhaps he feels a sense of pleasure from this because he has now created a safety. He's created some security for the winter. So maybe his stress response has lessened a bit because he's got his little nest, his little cocoon full of bird food to keep him full through the winter. And then from there, he has that security. He has that pleasure from the security. And now Jimmy the squirrel can kind of feed into that ego a little bit as well. He's attached to that food. He's going to protect that food. So he's there. He's staying in that realm of those heavier 3 chakras. And he very well may stay there for the winter as well. And some of us, maybe some of us not, maybe some of us yes, stay in those heavy 3 chakras our entire lives. And again, this is above good or bad. Okay, it's observing without judging. So we want to be very mindful of where our intent is, where the intent is when we look at equaling shadow and self. Is that intent stemming from, I have to do this? I have to, a judge voice? Is that intent coming from a space of love and curiosity? I'm kind of tired of running away from the shadows. I'm sort of ready to embrace them and see them from a lighter perspective, to see them from a sense of love. And that's where things change. So if you'd like to read up a little bit more and maybe give yourself a little bit more space to dive into this, the intent of balancing, of honoring, of loving, of falling in love with the shadow as well as the light, go ahead and check out the blog. Feel free to also subscribe to what I call the email collective, where there are sacred emails released every new moon and full moon at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And sometimes there's special offers as well for the offerings at She Achieves Studio, which are in studio and also virtual, and honoring men and women as well. So thank you. I went over about 6 minutes, not too bad this morning. Thank you for sharing your space, all that who joined in live this morning for 5-Minute Morning Meds, and for those who are perhaps watching this session, this offering, recorded either on YouTube, on She Achieves Studio YouTube channel, or on Facebook. And as always, I am truly blessed to share space, and I share this blessing with you. And thank you, thank you, thank you. The work is now done. The offering is at rest. And we thank all the directions, the elements, the animals, the guides, the gurus. We also thank the shadows, and we thank the love with equal, loving curiosity, reverence, and sovereignty. And again, from my reverence and sovereignty to your reverence and sovereignty, I say namaste, peace out, I love you all, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam.